Hi guys, today I want to go over with you quickly how to use Noodlebib, which is an online citation generator that PC pays for you to have access to. And it's something that I'm a big fan of, and I think that it will really help you as you're creating your citations and working through your research. Now, the way to get there is to go into the PC library homepage. So if you don't know how to get to the library, right now I'm on the Phoenix College webpage. If you just come here under Student Resources, click on Library, then that'll take you here to the PC Library homepage, and then over here under Popular Links, you'll see Noodlebib. So you just click on Noodlebib, it's going to take you into a sign-in screen. Now if you haven't ever used it before, then you're going to need to click on the Create a Personal ID. It just asks you for a little bit of information about yourself. It asks you to create a user ID number and a password. And I really encourage you to just use your MEID and password, because you know nobody else is going to have that, and then it's one less thing that you have to remember. Once you have created that, then you'll be able to log in, and your personal ID would then be your MEID and your password, and then you can just click on sign in. Okay? So the first screen that comes up when you sign in is your projects screen. Now you're going to want to create different projects for your different essays and your different assignments. So for the argument essay, you would have an argument essay project. If you were doing something in your psychology class, you would have a project specific to that. And as we go through, you'll see why it's important to keep your citations separate from each other. To create a project, you just come over here to this Create a New Project button, click on it, and it's going to ask you to identify what citation style you want and which level you want. Now for English class, it's always going to be MLA. We are MLA people. Your psychology class, or if you're in an education class or something like that, might require you to use APA. So just check with your instructor if you're trying to use it for something other than English class. But for us, it's going to be MLA. And then you're a college student, you're always going to choose advanced. If you don't choose advanced, it's going to really limit you on the kind of sources that you can choose from. So you want to stick with that. And then finally, you just want to label it something. So say if you're creating this for your argument paper, then you could just label it argument paper, spell it right. And then you just click Create Project. This then is going to take you into your dashboard for your specific project, eventually, when your internet is working properly. Okay, so then we go into the dashboard, and there's a number of things that you can use Noodlebib for if you want it to help you organize your research. You can put in your research question, you can put in your thesis statement, you can share your citations with other people, but for our purposes, we're going to scroll down and we're going to be kind of working right here under the components screen where you see where it says Works Cited. So if you want to go ahead and click on Works Cited, it's going to take you into a screen where the first thing that you need to do is identify what kind of source you're creating a citation for. If you're doing a newspaper, then you're going to identify newspaper. If you're going to do a magazine, you're going to identify magazine. Journal article, so on and so forth. Right here under Select a Citation Type, there's this drop-down box. So you can click through. It's got the most commonly cited ones here: book, database, journal, magazine, newspaper, reference source, or website. But if what you're looking for isn't listed here, then you can scroll down and see they have them categorized. So here's all the different periodicals. Then we have non-periodicals. Yes, the Bible has its own citation style. It is not counted just as a regular book. Electronic sources, audio, video, images. If you were wanting to cite a movie or a DVD, you would have that here. An audio clip online. A video clip online. If you were citing something from YouTube, you would click that, and so on. For what we're going to practice with today is citing from a reference source. So if you click on reference source and then just click the green Create Citation button, then it's going to take you into a screen where you're going to be able to enter the different enter information for the different fields. You can see here what pops up first is just this show me. This is just double checking to make sure. Are you sure this is the kind of source that it is? If you're not sure, you can click on the little arrow and it'll take you through a quick little PowerPoint just double checking that it's the right kind of source. For us now, I'm going to say yes, this is a reference source, so I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And then this takes us into the screen where we're actually going to enter in the information specific to the source into Noodlebib. Now the first thing that we need to do is identify where did we find this information. Is this an encyclopedia that we have open in front of us? Maybe we found it in the library, or we have a set of encyclopedias at home. Then you would count that as a print source. If it's something that you just Googled it and you found it online, then you would come over here and you would click it as a website. I just found it online on the internet. Whereas if you went into the databases, into the library, then you would click on database. Now the one that we're working with today is coming from the database, so we would go ahead and click on database. And then you can see here there's just a series of fields to fill in. You need to just do the very best that you can to find the information that you can. Not everything is always going to be available, but there's certain things that are required. So these fields that have these red squiggly lines on them, that is required information. It will not create the citation without it. Everything else, it's if you have it, enter it. If you don't have it, don't stress out about it. Okay? So you would just go ahead and put in the information, the name of the database. So this one probably came from the Gale Virtual Reference Library. So you would type that in, Gale Virtual Reference Library. You want to make sure that you're capitalizing all of the important words. The accession number, generally we leave blank. The most recent date of access, it asks you for that because it is an online source and they want to say, you know, on this date, this is what it looked like. So if any changes get made after this date, you're not responsible for them. You're saying on this date, this is what the information looked like. The URL, here you can see the 7th edition of the MLA Handbook does not require a URL. I'm going to say for our purposes, no URL. I do not want to see URLs on the works cited pages. So you might have instructors later that are like, I want a URL. Well, I'm telling you no. No URL for my class, so you leave it blank. This middle section here is just talking about information specific to the article or entry that you're referring to. So if there is an author for that article, the name of the article, and then the pages that article are within the larger source. So here, this is just about the small article itself within the larger source. If you scroll down, then you see it says reference source. So this is now addressing information about the overall source as a whole. So if there are editors or authors of the book itself, then you would enter those in here, and you can put in as many, you know, authors or editors as there are. So however many are listed, yes, you need to include them all, and you just go in and you'll designate them as an editor, and you'll just type in their name. Okay. The title of the encyclopedia, the volume, the publisher, publication city, year, edition, and so on. When you are done entering all of that information, then you just click the green submit button, and that takes you back to your works cited page. So this is an example of a citation that was created. You can see there's the name of the database, the date of access, which was today's date or the date I'm doing recording, the author of the article itself, the article being titled just simply football. Pages 361 to 367 are the pages that it's located within the larger reference source. The reference source itself has an editor, Jacqueline L. Long. The title of the source of the book is the Gale Encyclopedia of Fitness, Volume 1 of 2. The publisher, publication city is Detroit, and it was published in 2012. So if you come down here and just click Submit, then it's going to take you back out to your works cited page where you will see your citation. Now, what you would do after this is you would go ahead and continue to enter in citations for all of the sources that you're going to use for that particular project, that particular paper. And you're not going to do anything else until you have all of your citations in there. Now, say for this paper you only had this one citation, then you're ready to get it out of Noodlebib and into your paper. So you'll come over here to this print export button and just click print export to Word, and this is going to launch this citation right here that doesn't look very pretty. It's going to launch it into an actual Word document where it's going to be perfectly formatted. It's going to have MLA format. You can see here it's Times New Roman, it's 12 point, it's got the works cited title, it's got 1-inch margins, it's double spaced. This is perfect. So what you would do then, after you have all of your citations here, is you would copy and paste it from here and actually into the last page of your essay so that your last name and page number are still showing up on this. So this is the last page of your essay. It is its own page. The only thing that is on this actual piece of paper is your works cited page. It will not have any other part of your essay. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Additionally, I'm putting up a handout that kind of shows you some screenshots of what we just went through with this. But I really encourage you to use Noodlebib, as I think that it will make your life a lot easier and, save you a lot of time in the end. So, thanks a lot.